If you're looking for simple fixes that can immediately make you a faster swimmer, this video is for you. Because today I'm going to reveal 5 of my top 10 easiest ways to improve your freestyle. These are things that will make you faster without adding hardly any extra effort. So stick around, you're going to want to check this out. What's up guys, I'm CoachMattZ. I'm the head coach of Davis Aquatic Masters out in California, and I also make YouTube videos for people looking to learn more and elevate their swimming. If you want to become a better and more efficient swimmer, click that subscribe button and start watching. I post new videos weekly, all aimed at helping you achieve your swimming goals. Speaking of that, today I'm going to reveal numbers 10 through 6 on my list of the easiest ways to improve your freestyle. I've organized this list from easiest to hardest, with 10 being the hardest and 1 being the easiest, but pretty much all of these skills can be learned or achieved within a week or less. You may be doing some or even most of these things well, but I can almost guarantee you that you're not doing them all well. So watch the video and try to work on them at your next practice. Just remember to take it slow and focus on 1 or maybe 2 at a time. You can always come back and re-watch this one once you've mastered a new skill. And while you're watching, comment below and let me know what you think. What did I get right? What did I get wrong? What kind of things are you working on in the pool and what are you struggling with? I love hearing from you guys and I'd love to help you out more. Also, make sure you're on the lookout for part 2 of this series where I will break down the top 5 easiest ways to improve your freestyle. That video will drop soon, but for now, let's get into numbers 10 through 6. All right, here we go. Number 10 on my list of the easiest ways to improve your freestyle is to speed up your flip turn. Now, the reason why this is number 10 is because if you've never done a flip turn, this will be a difficult change to make. However, it will make a big difference in your swim times. So if this is you, I recommend going and checking out Go Swim's flip turn progression videos. They give some great pointers on technique and some awesome drills that you should definitely try out. For those of you that know how to do a flip turn, you can improve your freestyle by simply putting more emphasis on them during your swims. To do this, start by making sure you have the technique down. We want to swim straight into the wall, end on a perfect stroke, flip your feet over fast, hit the wall with your knees at a 90-degree angle, push off on your back or a little bit to the side, then rotate onto your front side while you are streamlining. Once you've got that flip turn technique all figured out, it's time to focus on them in your workouts. And probably the most important thing you can do here is swim fast into the wall. If you glide into the wall, it's going to be hard to get your feet around fast and it's going to ruin your turn. So try speeding up into every wall every time you do a flip turn. This is something that you can all do. It just takes a little thought and a little effort. So I want you to try to make this a habit because it's going to vastly improve your turn and make you a much faster freestyler. Number 9 on the list is to improve your breathing. One of the most common issues I see with freestyle has to do with breathing, and it's usually either breathing too long or too late. When we're swimming, we're using muscles that require oxygen to function, so it's only natural that we want to take big, long breaths. The problem with this is that it can really throw off your freestyle technique. So it's important to focus on taking your breath at the correct time and not holding your head out too long. Ideally, your breath should happen right when your opposite hand enters the water. So if you're breathing to the right side, we want to be taking that breath when your left hand enters. We then want to get our head back down as soon as possible because you're not going to be as strong pulling with your head turned to the side as you are with your head down. So in order to keep your breath short, make sure you exhale underwater. That way, when your head is out, all you have to do is take a quick breath in. Remember, we want to sip the air, not gulp it. A great drill to work on this is the head tap drill. For this, you're going to swim normally, but tap your head every time you take your breath. The goal is to have completed your breath by the time you tap your head. This drill is going to force you to take that breath early and quickly. Give it a try. This could have a really positive impact on your stroke. Hey guys, I'm just going to pause the video here for a second to let you know about a great deal I've got going on with Finis. Right now, you can get 20% off all Finis gear if you use the code CoachMattZ. So if you're in need of any new equipment, suits, caps, goggles, whatever, go to finisswim.com and load up that cart and enjoy that 20% discount. Also, one of the things I've been thinking about over the past couple of months is starting a Substack account. And the way that would work is for a low fee of less than $10 a month, you could have access to all my videos ad-free, plus all my daily workouts, which are all 1 hour long, cycling through kicking and pulling, IM, sprint, distance, and stroke workouts. This could expand into more exclusive content just for my subscribers. If that's something you'd be interested in, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to get your feedback on this one. Thanks again for all the support. Now back to the video. Number 8 on my list of the easiest ways to improve your freestyle is to swim with an early vertical forearm, also known as an EVF. Let me start by explaining what the EVF is. When you start your pull, you want to bend your elbow and point your fingertips down as early as you can. This arm position will help you engage the big muscles in your back, reduce the drag from your pull, and put less pressure on your shoulder, reducing your chance for injury. A lot of people have a hard time with this because it's just kind of a weird position to put your arm in. It's not something we do on land very often. The good news is once you figure out how to get into this position, it's pretty easy to do. I'm going to give you a quick breakdown of how to do the EVF here, but if you're working on this one, I would encourage you to go check out my full video on the early vertical forearm. I'll link it in the description. All right, so let's get a feel for how you're going to get your arm into this position. And the position that you're looking for here looks a little something like this. You want to have your elbow pointed up and your fingertips pointed down. So in order to do that, what I want you to do is hold your arm straight out, turn it over to the side. Now you'll see that my elbow is pointed up, but my palm is pointed the wrong direction. So in order to correct that, I'm going to hold my elbow and not move it and just move my hand down like that. Now I've got my elbow up and my fingers down, and I can get into that early vertical forearm. Then moving into the pool, the 2 drills I like to do to work on this skill are freestyle skull and an underwater freestyle recovery. With the freestyle skull, you're going to start with your arms extended in a hand lead position and just work on finding that arm position with your elbow up and your fingertips down. For the underwater recovery, you'll start the same way with both arms extended, but this time you're going to pull all the way through to your hip, then bring your hand underneath you instead of doing a normal above water recovery. Focus on getting into the early vertical forearm and keeping the elbow up through the pool all the way to your hip. Also, make sure you get a nice hip rotation here to really engage all those big muscles in your body. This is a really important skill that everyone should have. It's going to allow you to swim faster and more efficiently, and it will reduce your chance for injury. And like I said, I've already made a whole video on this one, so if you're working on this skill and you haven't seen that one yet, go check it out. Number 7 on the list is to improve your kick. A good kick is an essential part of your freestyle swimming. And even if you're doing long distance swims and you're just using your legs to help you float, or you're just kicking hard at the end of the race, having strong legs and a strong flutter kick is an asset that you should not neglect. If you're doing pool swims, you also can't forget about your underwater kicking, whether it's dolphin kick or flutter kick, because even if you don't streamline much, like say out to the flags off each wall, that adds up to 20% of your swim in a short course pool. If you're not utilizing your kick there, you're missing out on a huge opportunity to go faster. You can develop a stronger kick by doing simple land exercises like squats, lunges, and jump squats, and you should stretch to work on your leg and posterior flexibility. You can also build leg strength by putting on a pair of fins and doing more kick sets in your workouts. These are all things you can and should do, but I bet you can get faster at freestyle by simply remembering to kick more in your workouts and races, because most people underutilize their legs. So make it a point to kick hard off the walls and at the end of your swims. It will be harder at first because your legs are big muscles that require a lot of energy, but if you keep working on it, you'll get stronger and it will get easier. And you've probably already got all the strength you need to improve. And finally, at least for this video, the 6th easiest way to improve your freestyle is to have a better body position. When most people swim, they're pretty loose in their core, and this makes them sort of wiggle through the water like a noodle instead of cutting through the water like a torpedo. I want you to imagine for a second a really fast ship. Have you ever seen one that wiggles? Of course not. Fast ships have rigid structures that cut through the water, and we want to try to mimic that with our body position. So when you're swimming, try to squeeze your core. I like to do this by squeezing my glutes or my butt because I find that it also tightens up my core and makes it easier for me to breathe. A great way to work on this is to grab a buoy and swim with it at your ankles, or you can go check out the Finis ankle buoy. Swimming with the buoy at your ankles will force you to keep that core tight because if you don't, your feet are going to sway back and forth and slow you way down. With a better body position, you'll be more efficient and you'll cut through the water like a speedboat. And all you have to do is squeeze your butt. It doesn't take hardly any extra effort. You just got to remember it and make it a habit. All right, guys, there you have it. That's part 1 of my 2-part series on the easiest ways to improve your freestyle. Make sure you're on the lookout for part 2, where I will reveal the 5 easiest ways to swim freestyle faster. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video with your friends. Your support helps the channel continue to grow, and I really appreciate it. I'm CoachMattZ. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I'll see you next time.